columns, thin lines, and thick lines. So we can see here that we have our column, it's been loaded in properly, it's a structural column, we've placed it, and now we want to align it so it's properly in the right position. We've drawn a reference plane, so we have that point there, which is perfectly fine. The one thing that we're noticing about this, though, is the lines are very thick, and that is dependent upon the scale. So based upon your scale, your lines will be thicker or thinner, so it prints out, so everything has a nice uniform look. And that's one of the great things that Revit takes care of for you is the line weight control. But there are times when it doesn't work in your favor because you want to draw with precision. So how do you adjust whether you're looking at thick lines or thin lines? Well, there's a tool called Thin Lines, and it's found right up here in the Quick Access toolbar. And you notice it's called Thin Lines, and you can type in TL. And it's a toggle. So if I click that, it'll go to Thin Lines. If I click it again, it'll go back to thick lines. You can also just type in TL, and that will toggle back and forth, thin and thick. So we wanted to look at it with the thin lines, so just TL gives us a little bit more precision. Let's just zoom in. I'm going to roll my scroll wheel forward, and we're going to look at this a little bit more closely on our screen. So if I go to the Align tool, which is right here, this is our pal AL. AL is the shortcut. And that shortcut really does help you. You will use that quite a bit. So let's click on Align. First, you pick the destination. Good. Then you pick the place on the object or the face on the object that you want to line up with that particular destination. So I'm going to just click right there. Good. So now it's aligned on that reference plane. Now, just to review a little bit, if I click on that reference plane, I can look in its properties right here, and I can see that we had drawn that specifically at that exact location, 7 foot 10.5 inches interior face of the wall, and we called it center post or center of post. So that's good. We were aligned to that. What about aligning this in the wall? Let's just align it to the bottom face and see what happens. So I'm going to pick that bottom face as the destination, and then I'll pick this bottom face of the column to line up with that. Now notice it's off. It's off by an inch or a half inch, depending on how you want to look at it. So how do I get that so it can be lined up right in the middle of this wall? Well, all walls have a middle. They have a center. So we could stay in the Align command, and we could pick this center of the wall as a destination. Then we can pick the center of this post to line up with that. And now, no matter how big the drywall would be, it's lined up right inside of that wall.